Right now, as you watch this, one of the most dangerous volcanoes on Earth is erupting. It has not stopped. Not for weeks, not for months. It has been erupting in some form for more than 2 decades straight. And the people who live in its shadow, more than 1 million of them within 19 miles, are watching the sky and watching the rivers. Because at Fuego, the eruption is only half the danger. The other half comes later when it rains. This is the Fuego Lahar Threat Assessment. Volcán de Fuego, Volcano of Fire, rises 3,763 meters, or 12,346 feet, above southern Guatemala. It sits just 44 kilometers, about 27 miles from Guatemala City. It is, by most measures, the most active volcano in Central America, with more than 60 eruptions recorded since the year 1524, and confirmed observations going back to 1531. But today we are not here to talk only about explosions. We are here to talk about the quieter killer, the mudflow, the lahar, a churning slurry of ash, rock, and water that races down this mountain's ravines like wet concrete moving at the speed of a car, and which, in this region's recent history, has helped bury entire villages. Let's define the threat. A lahar is a volcanic mudflow. Take loose volcanic material, ash, sand, and boulders, pile it onto steep slopes, then add water. At Fuego, that water comes from Guatemala's intense rainy season, which runs roughly May through October. The loose ash from constant eruptions has nowhere to go but down. When heavy rain hits those slopes, it mobilizes the debris into a fast, dense flow that can be 30 to 40 meters wide. That's 100 to 130 feet, and 3 meters deep, carrying boulders up to 3 meters across. Some of these flows are still warm enough to steam and reek of sulfur. These flows channel down named ravines, the barrancas. Remember these names because they matter. Las Lajas, Seca, Ceniza, Taniluya, Santa Teresa, El Jute. These are the highways the mud uses to reach the towns below. Now, the geologic record. To understand the future, we read the past. And Fuego's past is written in mud and ash. The defining event is June 3rd, 2018. After months of escalating activity, Fuego unleashed a subplinian eruption. An ash column climbed to 15.2 kilometers, over 9 miles, into the sky. Pyroclastic flows poured down the Las Lajas ravine, overspilled its banks, and slammed into the communities of San Miguel Los Lotes and El Rodeo, about 10 kilometers southeast of the summit. The official death toll reached at least 190 people. Local residents and some organizations believe the true number may be as high as 2,000 to 2,900. It was the deadliest eruption in Guatemala since 1929. But here is the part for our assessment. The killing did not stop when the explosions stopped. Heavy rainfall beginning June 6th, 2018, generated more than 30 separate lahars through the rest of that month. They inundated every major ravine, destroyed bridges and roads, and were often 30 to 40 meters wide and 3 meters deep. The eruption also released the largest sulfur dioxide cloud ever detected from Fuego since satellite monitoring began in the 1960s, roughly 8 kilometers, about 5 miles, into the atmosphere. And 2018 was not unique. Go back to September 2017. 7 lahars in a single month, driven by 1,059 millimeters of rainfall, over 41 inches in 30 days, some carrying blocks 3 meters in diameter. In July 2017, a 30-meter wide, 2-meter-deep hot lahar cut the road between communities on the southwest flank, isolating the village of Sangre de Cristo. The 1974 eruption destroyed the region's harvest. The pattern is relentless and ancient. Erupt, accumulate ash, then rain, then mud. So what is Fuego doing right now in 2026? The answer is deeply concerning. It never stopped. Throughout 2026, Guatemala's monitoring agency, INCIVUME, has reported that the eruption is continuing, essentially without pause. The official status is erupting, level 4 out of 5. Let's look at the seismic and explosive data. In February 2026, the seismic network recorded daily strombolian explosions at rates of 8 to 14 per hour, generating ash plumes rising as high as 1.1 kilometers above the summit and drifting as far as 30 kilometers. On February 13th, plumes reached 1,037 meters, about 3,400 feet, above the vent. Into late February and March, explosion rates held between 6 and 14 per hour, with plumes drifting up to 40 kilometers in multiple directions, and incandescent material thrown as high as 300 meters above the crater. By March, reports included volcanic ballistic projectiles around the crater, small pyroclastic flows, and rockfalls feeding the ravines. The Washington Volcanic Ash Advisory Center has issued near-continuous advisories, with ash plumes flagged to altitudes around 14,000 to 17,000 feet. And as recently as June 28, 2026, those ash advisories were still being issued. Explosive activity ongoing, plumes to 14,000 feet. On the gas side, every eruptive pulse carries sulfur dioxide and vapor. Gas and vapor plumes have been measured rising more than 500 meters above the vent during this current phase. This persistent degassing tells us the magma system is open, charged, and venting continuously. Here is the critical link. Every one of those 8 to 14 explosions per hour is depositing fresh, loose ash and debris onto Fuego's steep flanks and into those ravines. Months of continuous eruption in 2026 means the mountain is loaded, primed with unconsolidated material with nowhere to go. And what is coming? The rainy season. We are now, in late June 2026, entering the heart of it. This is the exact dangerous convergence the geologic record warns us about. Maximum loose material on the slopes, meeting maximum rainfall. It is the same recipe that produced more than 30 Lahars in June 2018 and 7 in a single month in 2017. The communities in the firing line are unchanged. Those on the southwest and south flanks, Panimache Uno and Dos, Morelia, Santa Sofia, Sangre de Cristo, El Porvenir, and along the southeastern Las Lajas corridor toward the rebuilt zones near El Rodeo. Within 10 kilometers of the summit live roughly 54,000 people. Within 30 kilometers, more than 1 million. So let's put a number, or at least a confidence level, on the threat. How likely is a significant Lahar event at Fuego in the near future? Based on the evidence, the probability of Lahars during the 2026 rainy season is effectively a near certainty. This is not alarmism. It is pattern recognition. Lahars at Fuego are not rare freak events. They are an expected, almost annual consequence of the combination we are watching right now. An ongoing eruption supplying ash, plus seasonal rains. In years with heavy eruptive output, and 2026 qualifies, Fuego has historically produced dozens of Lahars in a single wet season. The harder question is severity. Routine Lahars, the 30-meter wide, 2-meter deep flows, should be considered highly likely to near certain through October. The catastrophic scenario, a large explosive eruption, like June 2018, followed by deadly pyroclastic flows and major Lahars, is lower probability in any given month, but it is absolutely not negligible. Fuego has demonstrated it can escalate from normal background activity to a subplinian killer in a matter of hours. In 2018, mandatory evacuations came only after some communities were already covered. So what would tell us escalation is coming? Watch for these signals: a sharp jump in explosion frequency beyond the typical 14 per hour, a rise in seismic tremor, like the tremor pulses recorded at station FG3 before past events, growing sulfur dioxide emissions, sustained incandescent fountaining, feeding long lava flows down the ravines, and, most directly for Lahars, heavy rainfall warnings over the summit. Since 2018, additional broadband and acoustic sensors have been installed near key ravines like Las Lajas, specifically to detect pyroclastic flows and Lahars earlier. Fuego is a mountain that does not sleep. It has been erupting through your entire watch history and longer. And the lesson of 2018 is brutal in its simplicity. At Fuego, the eruption may make the headlines, but it is the rain that finishes the job. As the 2026 wet season builds over a volcano that has spent months loading its slopes with ash, the Lahar threat is not a question of if, but when, which ravine, and how big. Stay aware, stay subscribed, and if you live in those valleys, know your evacuation route before the sky turns gray. This has been your Fuego Lahar Threat Assessment.